Welcome to the Sideline, where we discuss the latest hot topics of the FIFA World Cup 2022. I am your host, Hamza Khayoun. Today, we will discuss one of the greatest footballers of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. He is hoping that this World Cup can be his crowning achievement and he can help his country, Portugal, bring it home. However, we question whether he'll be able to rise above his recent struggles with his former club side, Manchester United. We will hear from experts on the subject, but before that, we have a very special report on Cristiano Ronaldo and his demons.
Cristiano Ronaldo has dominated headlines in the world of international and club football for the better part of the last 2 decades. He's won the Ballon d'Or 5 times, the UEFA Champions League 5 times, the English and Spanish leagues a number of times, and even the European Championship with Portugal. But the one trophy that's eluded him thus far is the World Cup. This year seems to be his last ever chance to win the greatest prize in football, but will the controversy get the better of him? Superstar Ronaldo rejoined Manchester United in the summer of 2021 and experienced a tumultuous 18 months. Despite 18 Premier League goals last season, he was the subject of intense scrutiny and relentless criticism from fans, pundits, and even former teammates such as Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney. Recently, Erik ten Hag became Manchester United manager, and the situation went from bad to worse. Ronaldo recently gave an explosive interview in which he made several controversial assertions. He claimed the hierarchy of Manchester United does not care about the side and doubted him over the loss of his baby son, who died back in April. It's also revealed that he turned down a $350 million offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo also made it clear that he was focused on this World Cup, as it would be his last chance to win the trophy, crown an illustrious career, and cement his legacy. He also stood against the anti-Qatar campaign and encouraged people to concentrate on football rather than the Western crusade to demonize the Muslim country. Will Ronaldo be an automatic starter for Portugal? Will he be able to rise above the scrutiny and deliver the performance he's capable of? His famous rival Lionel Messi has had a difficult start to the tournament, with Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia. Messi has a record 7 Ballon d'Or awards, 10 Spanish League titles, 4 UEFA Champions League, and the most goals in Spanish League history. Will this World Cup finally settle the question of who is the greatest footballer of all time? Lionel Messi of Argentina or Cristiano Ronaldo of Portugal?
We are joined in the studio by our resident football analyst, Haider. Mo was a key figure in the development of Arsenal Fan TV, where he was eventually dismissed for his public support for the Palestinian cause. Now he runs his own YouTube channel where he provides cutting-edge analysis and incisive commentary on the latest Arsenal games. We're also joined here in the studio by Rizwan Ahmed, an analyst of the English Premier League and a staunch Manchester United fan. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen. It's been a very eventful few days. So, Mo, what do you make of the controversy surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo?
Well, frankly, it's not just the interview. Let's remind ourselves that the controversy started with him refusing to play for his club side. So whatever you say about the interview, it's unacceptable to refuse to come on as a substitute and leave that game early. So the controversy, I think, reflects really, really badly upon him. Quite frankly, as you get older, you know, you've hit your peak and you're on the decline, and he's not dealing with that well, he's not aging gracefully, and he's letting his petulance show. As a supporter, not of Manchester United, but as a supporter in general, I would feel very, very aggrieved by a player, a club legend, treating the club in that way. And really, I think he's severing his ties with the club. So it's a very bad look.
Rizwan, what do you make of what Mo has just said? And also, as a Man U fan, how's this period been for you?
I mean, it's been hard and it's been exhausting. And if I'm to be honest, I'm glad it's all over with. I mean, I'm a big Ronaldo fan, but first and foremost, I'm a Manchester United fan, and I do feel like it was affecting the team, it was affecting the season, and it was affecting him also. So I think it's best for both parties that they parted ways, and yeah.
Can't believe you're glad he's gone.
No, well, I'm not glad he's gone. I just feel like he wasn't in the right frame of mind to do.
Mo, do you think he'll be in the starting 11, or do you think they'll that Ronaldo will be on the bench? And also, what's your estimation of the Portuguese team?
Well, look, the thing is, a lot of people talk about how players should be picked for their national team. So in England's case, for example, there's a lot of controversy about Harry Maguire because he hasn't been playing for his club side, Manchester United as well. But there's a difference when you're talking about normal players and when you're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Right. So even though he hasn't been playing for his club side, in fact, he's been refusing to play for his club side, he still starts for Portugal every single day of the week because he's Cristiano Ronaldo. But what I would say in terms of my estimation of Portugal, in 30-degree heat, where we've seen some upsets, players are not respecting opposition. Saudi Arabia have beaten Argentina, Japan have beaten Germany. Whoever Portugal come up against, they're not going to sit there and wait to be beaten. They're going to take the game to them. And in that heat, that much scrutiny, is Ronaldo really the person to keep up the energy levels that is required to go and win a World Cup, 6-7 games in such a short space of time? I think perhaps his place in the team could actually be to Portugal's detriment. And keep an eye on that group. It's a tough group. Portugal might just drop out.
Rizwan, what do you make of Roy Keane's statement that Ronaldo's exit feels like a divorce?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with him. I mean, it's definitely a messy one, and I do feel that it has tainted his legacy to a certain extent with the United fans. But I do feel, however, in the years to come, people will remember him for the better things for United, not for these kind of interviews and him going off against Tottenham. He will be remembered for the right reasons.
Right. And Mo, what do you make of Messi's start with Argentina's shocking loss to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I mean, it was shocking. When you look at the group stage, you look at all the teams, on paper, this was potentially the biggest upset. There was no greater disparity between teams. And then, you know, football is just amazing in how it actually threw up that upset when they took to the field. But it's amazing that even the way you phrase the question, it's not about Argentina, it's about Messi. Everything's about Messi. Even the Saudi Arabia fans, when they beat Argentina, they weren't talking about their own goal scorers. They were talking about Messi.
Right.
Everything comes back to Messi. And Messi's made a career of this. Every single time something doesn't go right, I just think to myself, pray for the next team that he faces. So Mexico, they're going to get a very motivated, very angry Messi. And who's brave enough to bet against Lionel Messi?
And Mo, do you think this World Cup will finally settle the question of Ronaldo or Messi being the greatest players of all time?
No, because it was never a question in the first place. Look, we're going to disagree on this, but for me, Lionel Messi, when you look at all of the metrics, goal scoring, assists, goal conversion rate, he's 15 to 20% better.
I would say, I mean, if Ronaldo wins the World Cup, there's not going to be a question.
There's been, for me, it's Messi irrespective. There have been many players that have won the World Cups who don't enter the conversation. Look, France won the last World Cup. We don't talk about the entire squad as GOATs. Messi, for me, is the most naturally talented footballer to have ever played the game. But I appreciate a lot of people will be swayed if Ronaldo can do the unthinkable.
100%.
And Mo, we've seen some major upsets so far with Germany losing to Japan. Why is this happening, and are we in for any more surprises, do you think?
It's an interesting one in terms of why it's happening. Perhaps the heat I mentioned earlier might not suit European teams. They might not be used to playing in that heat. And we were discussing this earlier. And we mentioned that Rudiger, in Germany's defeat against Japan, almost mocked the Japanese team as he was just seeing a ball out of play with a bit of a silly run. And it does make you ask the question, is there a lack of respect that's being shown to some of these teams? And perhaps that's something that might have caught some teams out, a bit of arrogance.
Which players have really impressed you so far, just leading on from the last answer?
Well, England had a brilliant performance against Iran. Bellingham, I thought, was fantastic, as was Bukayo Saka. Spain looked like brilliant, and Gavi and Pedri were great in the middle. And then France, another team with a very good result. Rabiot was a surprise for me, who looked brilliant. He actually refused to be on the standby list for France in the last World Cup and played brilliantly in their first game so far. And Olivier Giroud made Benzema not feel missed at all. So I think so far they're my standout players, but early days in the World Cup.
Unfortunately, we are out of time. Thank you for joining us on the Sideline today. Please stay tuned on all platforms. We'll be back throughout the tournament with more debate and analysis. Until then, goodbye for now.